Today on MTG Unpacked, we're taking a look at Game Night Free-For-All. So this is a boxed set of Magic decks. So this was released October 14th, 2022. They've done some of these in previous years, so 2018 and 2019. So we get here 5 60-card decks, 5 spin down life counters, 5 life counter platforms, 5 reference cards, 15 double-sided tokens, 20 +1/+1 counters, and a rule book. Alright, so let's get into it. Looking forward to it. So these are great just to have on the shelf if you've got people over and you're into board games. Okay, so we've got the play guide and rule book. So telling you all the goodies you get here. And then we've got how to set things up, let's play, and then they talk about each of the decks along with a deck list for each one. So we've got 5 decks in total, 1 for each color I'm thinking. And then we've got a section on gameplay, how to read a magic card, and some more info there. Actually, this looks similar to what they did in the previous editions. You've got the play area, game actions, parts of the turn, and advanced topics. So we're talking about targeting here, and the stack. The stack is a bit of a tricky concept for people. We've got a glossary of different terms here, and in Magic there's tons of this stuff. So yeah, it's a bit of a learning curve, but hopefully you'd be up and running pretty quick with this set. And we've got the punch outs here, so the life stations along with some +1/+1 counters, and on the other side, okay, they're exactly the same. Alright, so we've got spin downs in each color. These are pretty cool. Set those aside, and then a big box with each of the decks. So we've got green Boundless Elves, Draconic Fury for red, white has Glorious Combat, blue is Political Trickery, and finally, what is this one? We have Dark Sacrifice for black. And I think that's everything in here. Yep, so we'll set that aside and get to cracking here. So let's go with red first, my favorite color. So burn away early threats and let your dragons rule the battlefield. So it tells you a little bit about each deck there with some stats. And then getting this open, here we go on the side. So we can just pull that open like so. Alright, so let's see what we got here. So Draconic Fury and parts of your turn. Nice reference there. We've got some tokens at the beginning. So yeah, let's take a look at those first. So we've got a treasure. 1, 2, 3 of those, and then on the other side we got zombies. All right, and then the rest of the deck here, you actually get a foil here. So these are new to Magic, so even if you're a seasoned player you might want to pick one of these up. We've got Nogi Draco Zealot, legendary creature, Kobold Shaman. It's a mythic 3/3 for 3. Dragon spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and whenever he attacks, if you control 3 or more dragons, until end of turn, Nogi becomes a dragon with base power and toughness 5/5 and gains flying. Okay, so lots of flying creatures I'm expecting here. Lots of dragons. We've got Ancient Hellkite, creature dragon 6/6 4/7 flying. Pay a red. It deals 1 damage to a target creature defending player controls. Activate only if Ancient Hellkite is attacking. Drakuseth Maw of Flames, legendary creature dragon 7/7 for 7 flying. So whenever it attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target and 3 damage to each of up to 2 other targets. And this deck is looking a little familiar. They had a dragon one, I think, in a previous edition. We got Flame Blast Dragon, creature dragon 5/5/6 flying. Whenever it attacks, you may pay X and red. If you do, it deals X damage to any target. Null Spine Dragon, creature dragon 7/5 for 7 flying. When it enters the battlefield, you may discard your hand and draw cards equal to the damage dealt to target opponent this turn. Okay, so we've got some real big beefy ones. We should get some lower end creatures soon. Shivan Dragon, this is a classic. Creature dragon 5/5 for 6. has flying. For a red, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Crucible of Fire enchantment for 4. Dragon creatures you control get +3/+3. Okay, so that was another rare. Then we got a common here. You can tell by the color of the symbol. Dragon Egg, creature Dragon Egg 0/2 for 3. Defender, when it dies, create a 2/2 red dragon creature token with flying and pay red. This creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Dragon Hatchling, creature dragon 0/1 for 2 flying, pay a red, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Okay, so we are getting some lower end creatures now. We've got a couple of those guys. Dragon Mage, creature dragon wizard 5/5/7 flying. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, each player discards their hand, then draws 7 cards. Dragon Speaker, shaman creature, human barbarian, shaman 2/2 for 3. Dragon spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Okay, that's cool. That'd really help with the high-end dragons here. Got, let's see, 3 of those. Flame Tongue Kavu, creature Kavu 4/2 for 4. When it enters battlefield, it deals 4 damage to target creature. And a Furnace Whelp, creature dragon 2/2 for 4 with flying. Pay a red, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. A couple of those little guys. Goblin Motivator, creature goblin warrior 1/1 for a single red. Tap, target creature gains haste until end of turn. Goblins are one of my favorite creatures in Magic. We got Kargan Dragon Rider 2/2 for 2. As long as you control a dragon, Kargan Dragon Rider has flying. So that makes sense. We've got, let's see, 3 of those. Rapacious Dragon, creature dragon 3/3 for 5. Flying, when it enters battlefield, create 2 treasure tokens. So you can tap those for mana. So we've got 2 of those guys. Howling Golem, artifact creature Golem 2/3 for 3. Whenever it attacks or blocks, each player draws a card. A Braid, this is a good one. Instant for 2. Choose one. It deals 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. And I think that used to be an uncommon. I've downshifted it to common here. You get 2 of those. Blaze, sorcery for X and red. It deals X damage to any target. So 2 of those. Dragon Tempest, enchantment for 2. Whenever a creature with flying enters battlefield under your control, it gains haste until end of turn. And whenever a dragon enters battlefield under your control, it deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of dragons you control. That's cool, so you can do some extra damage there. Lightning Bolt, instant for a single red, deals 3 damage to any target. So that's a classic 2 of those. Mana Geyser, sorcery for 5. Pay a red for each tap land your opponents, or add a red for each tap land your opponents control. That's nice. Lots of mana. Seize the Spoils, sorcery for 3. As an additional cost to cast the spell, discard a card and you get to draw 2 cards and create a treasure token. So you got to get some card draw, 2 of those. Vow of Lightning, enchantment aura for 3. Enchant creature. The enchanted creature gets +2/+2. Has first strike and can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. Okay, so now we're on to some mana. We've got mountains. 25 of those, unless I miscounted. Okay, so that looks like a really fun deck. Like I said, it's probably my favorite of the bunch. Let's go to green. So we have Boundless Elves, build an Elvish army, overwhelm your foes with massive creatures. So that's pretty much what I would expect from green. That's another fun one. You can sometimes combine green and red for something even crazier. Okay, so they like to put the tokens in the front. Okay, so we saw that. Then you got parts of your turn on the other side. And a dragon, an elf warrior, and a demon. And on the other side, what do we get? A soldier, elf warrior, and bird illusion. Okay, so we'll pop these in their respective piles. And let's take a look. So here we have another foil. This is new to Magic. It's Emerald Elfheim Elite. It's a mythic legendary creature elf warrior. 3/3 for 4. So whenever it attacks, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of other elves you control. You may have Emerald assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. So nice foil there. We got Beast Whisperer, creature elf druid 2/3 for 4. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. An Elvish Arch Druid, creature elf druid 2/2 for 3. Other elf creatures you control get +1/+1, and you can tap to add green mana for each elf you control. We got Endray's Forerunners, creature boar, 7/7 for 8. Wow. Vigilance and trample haste. When it enters battlefield, other creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain vigilance and trample until end of turn. We've got Immaculate Magistrate, creature elf shaman, 2/2 for 4. Tap to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature for each elf you control. And you're going to have tons of elves in this deck. We've got Thorn Lieutenant, creature elf warrior, 2/3 for 2. So whenever it becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token and pay 5 in a green. It gets +4/+4 until end of turn. We've got Dwinnen's Elite, creature elf warrior, 2/2 for 2. When it enters battlefield, if you control another elf, create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. So 2 of those. Elvish Rejuvenator, creature elf druid, 1/1 for 3. So when it enters battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield. Tapped, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So let's see. 2 of those. Elvish Sky Sweeper, creature elf warrior, 1/1 for a single green. For 4 and a green, sack a creature. You get to destroy target creature with flying. So that's useful against the dragon deck. Elvish Visionary, creature elf shaman, 1/1 for 2. When it enters battlefield, draw a card. So let's see. 3 of those. Jiraga Visionary, creature elf wizard, 3/2 for 4. When it enters battlefield, draw a card. And this is a classic. Llanowar Elves, creature elf druid, 1/1 for a single green. Tap for green mana. And that is how you ramp up to those big creatures. You got 3 of those. Llanowar Tribe, creature elf druid, 3/3 for 3. Tap for 3 green mana. Craziness. 2 of those. Sylvan Messenger, creature elf, 2/2 for 4. Has trample. When it enters battlefield, rule the top 4 cards of your library. Put all elf cards ruled this way into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So 2 of those. Taunting Elf, creature elf, 0/1 for a single green. All creatures able to block Taunting Elf do so. And Thornwilled Archer, creature elf archer, 2/1 for 2 with reach and death touch. So reach will enable you to hit those flying creatures, 2 of those. Howling Golem, artifact creature golem, 2/3 for 3. Whenever it attacks or blocks, each player draws a card. And Broken Wings, instant for 3. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. Elven Ambush, instant for 4. Create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token for each elf you control. And Invigorate, instant for 3. If you control the forest rather than pay the spell's mana cost, you may have an opponent gain 3 life. Target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. Okay, so 2 of those. Overrun Sorcery for 5. Creatures you control get +3/+3. Gain trample until end of turn. And Rabid Bite, sorcery for 2. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Ram Through, instant for 2. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. And if the creature you control has trample, excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. We got Regrowth, sorcery for 2. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. And Vow of Wildness, enchantment aura for 3. Enchant creature. The enchanted creature has +3/+3 and has trample and can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. And I don't think there are any planeswalkers in these decks. We've got Wirewood Pride, instant for a single green. Target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of elves on the battlefield. So that's how you beef up some of your elves. Then forests. Looks like 24 of those. Okay. So set that aside. Let's go to black next. So we have sacrifice creatures for fun and profit, then bring them back to do it again. So this is Dark Sacrifice. You're taking advantage of the graveyard and then keep bringing back those creatures, as you might imagine. Okay, so again we have parts of the turn, and then let's take a look at our tokens. So we have a human soldier, and on the other side we've got a zombie. We've got an angel and a zombie, and I'm guessing angel and a zombie. And normally you would be cranking out zombies, so I'm thinking you might need to make more tokens or obtain some. Okay, another foil. So this one's a new card. Vogar Necropolis Tyrant. Legendary creature, zombie giant, 4/4 for 5 with menace. Whenever another creature dies during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Vogar Necropolis Tyrant. And when he dies, draw a card for each +1/+1 counter on it. And you'll notice these, I think they're all, these are all legendary creatures, so you could make some commander decks out of these. We've got Demon of Loathing, creature demon 7/7 for 7, flying and trample. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player sacrifices a creature. And Gravewaker, creature bird spirit 5/5 for 6, flying for 5 and 2 black, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Priest of the Bloodrite, creature human cleric 2/2 for 5. When it enters battlefield, create a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying, and at the beginning of your upkeep you lose 2 life. We've got Velis, Broker of Blood, legendary creature demon 8/8 for 8, flying, pay a black, pay 2 life, target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn, and whenever you lose life, draw that many cards. Demonic Embrace, enchantment aura for 3, enchant creature. The enchanted creature gets +3/+1, has flying, is a demon in addition to its other types. You may cast it from your graveyard by paying 3 life and discarding a card in addition to paying its other costs. And Liliana's Mastery, enchantment for 5. Zombies you control get +1/+1. And when it enters battlefield, create 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Nice. Bushmeat Poacher, creature human soldier 2/4 for 4. Pay 1, tap, sack another creature. You gain life equal to the sacrifice creature's toughness. Draw a card. And Doom Dissenter. I remember this guy from Armenket. Creature human 1/1 for 2. When it dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So 2 of those. Dusk Legion Zealot, creature vampire soldier 1/1 for 2. When it enters battlefield, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Fleshbag Marauder, creature zombie warrior 3/1 for 3. When it enters battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature. Gavany Unhallowed, whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Gavany Unhallowed. So this is a 2/4 for 4. 2 of those. Gifted Aetherborn, this is a nice one. Creature Aetherborn Vampire 2/3 for 2. Death Touch and Lifelink. 2 of those. This one's awesome. Lord of the Accursed, creature zombie 2/3 for 3. Other zombies you control get +1/+1. And for 1 and a black, tap all zombies gain menace until end of turn. See what I mean? You get a couple of those. Malfeld Twins, creature zombie 4/4 for 6. When it dies, create 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. And Ravenous Chupacabra, creature beast horror 2/2 for 4. When it enters battlefield, destroy target creature an opponent controls. Reassembling Skeleton, creature skeleton warrior 1/1 for 2. For 1 and a black, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And Howling Golem, we keep seeing this guy. Artifact creature Golem 2/3 for 3. Whenever it attacks or blocks, each player draws a card. Blood-Soaked Altar, artifact for 6. Tap, pay 2 life, discard a card, and sacrifice a creature. You get to create a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying, activate only as a sorcery. Doomblade, instant for 2, destroy target non-black creature. So let's see, 3 of those. Moon of the Unhallowed, sorcery for 4, create 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Has flashback for 5 and 2 black, so you can cast them from your graveyard for that cost. So 2 of those. Sign in Blood, sorcery for 2, target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. So 2 of those. Supernatural Stamina, instant for a single black until end of turn. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains. When this creature dies, return it to battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Village Rites, instant for a single black, as an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. 2 of those. Vow of Torment, enchantment aura for 3. Enchant creature. The enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has menace and can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. And then Swamps. Okay, so 26 of those. And let's move on. Let's do blue next. So we have Political Trickery. Put tricks on your opponents while your creatures fly to victory. So blue is typically known for control strategies. So you're trying to prevent the opponent from really playing the game until you can bring out some big game finisher pieces. So let's take a look at the other side here. Parts of the turn. We've got an elf warrior, and a demon. Okay, so some of these are meant for the other decks. We've got a bird illusion on the other side, bird illusion, and bird illusion. Okay, so I was wondering where the other tokens went. So let's take a look here. So we've got another new card here foil. Maeve, Insidious Singer, legendary creature, Siren, 3/4 for 4. Pay 2 and a blue, goad target creature. Whenever that creature attacks one of your opponents this turn, you draw a card. Nice. And Angler, turtle creature, turtle, 5/7 for 7, has hexproof. Creature your opponents control, attack each combat if able. And Diluvian Primordial, creature avatar, 5/5 for 7 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, for each opponent you may cast up to one target instant or sorcery card from that player's graveyard without paying its mana cost. If a spell cast this way would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. And Plea for Power, sorcery for 4, has Will of the Council. Starting with you, each player votes for time or knowledge. If time gets more votes, take an extra turn after this one. If knowledge gets more votes or the vote is tied, draw 3 cards. And Precognitive Perception, instant for 5, draw 3 cards. Has addendum, if you cast a spell during your main phase, instead scry 3, then draw 3 cards. Pull from Tomorrow, instant for X and 2 blue, draw X cards, then discard a card. And Angler Drake, here's the flying creatures. Creature Drake, 4/4 for 6 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, you may return target creature to its owner's hand. Brineborn Cutthroat, creature Merfolk Pirate, 2/1 for 2 with flash. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Brineborn Cutthroat. So 2 of those. Oh, 3 actually. Fogbank, creature wall, 0/2 for 2, defender and flying. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt to and dealt by Fogbank. So 2 of those. Illusory Ambusher, creature Cat Illusion, 4/1 for 5 with flash. Whenever it's dealt damage, draw that many cards. So 2 of those. Jeering Homunculus, creature Homunculus, 0/4 for 2. When it enters the battlefield, you may goad target creature. Murmuring Mystic, creature Wizard, 1/5 for 4. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 Bluebird illusion creature token with flying. So we saw a bunch of those tokens earlier. We get 3 of those. Seagate Oracle, creature Wizard, 1/3 for 3. When it enters battlefield, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the other on the bottom of your library. So 2 of those. Howling Golem, he's back again. We don't need to dwell on him. Counterspell, instant for 2, counter target spell. Fact or Fiction, instant for 4, reveal the top 5 cards of your library and opponent separates them into 2 piles. Put one into your hand and the other into your graveyard. So 2 of those. Impulse, instant for 2, look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand, the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. 2 of those. And Repulse, instant for 3, return target creature to its owner's hand, draw a card, and Run Away Together. Instant for 2, choose target creatures controlled by different players, return them to their owner's hands. So 2 of those. Split Decision, instant for 2, has Will of the Council. Choose target instant or sorcery spell, starting with you. Each player votes for Denial or Duplication. If Denial gets more votes, counter the spell. If Duplication gets more votes or the vote is tied, copy the spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Supreme Will, instant for 3, choose one counter target spell unless its controller pays 3, or look at the top 4 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and rest on the bottom of your library in any order. We've got Talran's Invocation, sorcery for 4, create 2 2/2 blue creature tokens with flying. So 2 of those. Vow of Flight, enchantment aura for 3, enchant creature. The enchanted creature gets +2/+2 as flying and can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. Bloodthirsty Blade, artifact equipment for 2. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and is goaded. And for 1, attach it to target creature and opponent controls. Activate only as a sorcery. And then let's take a look at the islands. Okay, so 25 of those. So we'll set that aside. And rounding things out here with the white deck, we have Glorious Combat. Attack early and often while you build up your army's might. So this one, I'm expecting to see tons of small, like 1/1 creatures. That's typically how these white decks go. Okay, so we have on the other side parts of the turn, and then tokens. We have an Elf Warrior, we've got a Drake, okay, and another Drake, and the other side 1/1 soldiers. So that's pretty much what I'm expecting to see here. And let's take a look at the first card. So this is another new one. We have Zamriel, Seraph of Steel, legendary creature angel. It's a mythic 3/4 for 4 with flying. As long as it's your turn, equip creatures you control have indestructible. That's pretty awesome. Captain of the Watch, creature human soldier 3/3/4/6 with vigilance. Other soldier creatures you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. And when it enters battlefield, create 3/1/1 white warrior creature tokens. Heavenly Blade Master, creature angel 3/6 for 6 with flying and double strike. When it enters battlefield, you may attach any number of auras and equipment you control to it. Other creatures you control get +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to Heavenly Blade Master. I see what they're doing here, bulking up the angels with all sorts of equipment. We've got Argentum Armor, artifact equipment for 6. Equipped creature gets +6/+6. And whenever equipped creature attacks, destroy target permanent. You can equip for 6. Alright, and Moon Silver Spear, artifact equipment for 4. Equipped creature has first strike. Whenever equipped creature attacks, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. You can equip it for 4. Sword of Vengeance, artifact equipment for 3. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has first strike, vigilance, trample, and haste. Equip it for 3. And Banisher Priest, creature human cleric 2/2/3. When it enters battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until Banisher Priest leaves the battlefield. So 2 of those. Denetha Capuchin, Paragon, legendary creature human knight 2/2 for 3. First strike, vigilance, and lifelink aura and equipment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. And Forbidding Spirit, creature spirit cleric 3/3 for 3. When it enters battlefield, until your next turn, creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control unless their controller pays 2 for each of those creatures. Kitesail Apprentice, creature core soldier 1/1 for a single white. As long as it is equipped, it gets +1/+1 and has flying. 2 of those. Core Duelist, creature core soldier 1/1 for a single white. As long as it's equipped, it has double strike. So let's see, 2 of those. Core Outfitter, creature core soldier 2/2 for 2. When it enters battlefield, you may attach target equipment you control to target creature you control. 2 of those. Pilgrim of the Ages, creature spirit 2/1 for 3. When it enters battlefield, you may search your library for a basic planes card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle for 6. Return it from your graveyard to your hand. So 2 of those. Serra Angel, creature angel 4/4 for 5, flying and vigilance. So let's see, 2 of those. Oh, and our mate, the Howling Golem again. Ancestral Blade, artifact equipment for 2. When it enters battlefield, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, then attach Ancestral Blade to it. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, equip for 1. So 2 of those. Path to Exile, this is pretty awesome. Instant for a single white. Exile target creature. Its controller may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. And Strength of Arms, instant for a single white. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If you control an equipment, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. And another famous one here, Swords to Plowshares, instant for a single white. Exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. Valorous Stance, instant for 2. Choose 1. Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn, or destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. So 2 of those. Vow of Duty, enchantment aura for 3. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has vigilance and can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. And Colossus Hammer. Nice. Artifact equipment for 1. Equipped creature gets +10/+10 and loses flying. What? But it does cost equip for 8, so that's pretty expensive. Great Sword, artifact equipment for 3. Equipped creature gets +3/+0, equip for 3. And Ring of Thune, artifact equipment for 2. Equipped creature has vigilance. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on equipped creature. If it's white, you can equip for 1. And Trusty Machete, artifact equipment for 1. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. You equip for 2. So as you can see, tons of equipment here. So we get another one of those. And then planes. Okay, so 26 of those. Okay, so this actually looks like a decent setup. There's no incredibly powerful decks here. Nothing that's really going to be competitive in like Commander or other formats. But these decks definitely seem to be well balanced against each other and some pretty simple mechanics, so should be pretty easy to get a hang of it. So let me know in the comments what you think of this product. Have you picked up previous iterations? Hope everyone's staying safe and healthy out there. Thanks for watching and have a great day.